Hello everyone! You all probably know now that human life is an unpredictable journey and you never know what's going to happen any hour, a day or a month from now. Your future can be, of course, full of nice surprises, but what if it's not? What if today you end up in the middle of a massacre in the street? What if you're attacked by a pack of street dogs on the way to the supermarket? What if a terrorist decides to take you as a hostage? Calm down, don't cry and don't panic. This is just a reminder that you have to always be ready. That is exactly the reason why today we're going to show you some working tricks to survive in different extreme life situations. And you might thank us someday if you survive, of course. So, here are 10 useful bits of advice to survive in life. Let's get it on. Phone. We're sure that you can't spend a day without using this multifunctional and practical device. We have it with us everywhere, on trips, at school or at uni, under the pillow and in the bed, and even when we're on the loo. That last one because everyone's tired of reading the ingredients of air fresheners. So, to the point, your mobile phone will be useless in an extreme situation, at least if you use it as you normally do. If you're in the middle of a forest or in a basement somewhere, forget about calling or texting. Nevertheless, your phone can help you in an unpleasant situation, but you'll have to take it to pieces. But you are ready to do anything to survive, right? So, touch the battery with a piece of wire on top of a piece of paper or pieces of wood and you can create a fire. Use the display to send a distress signal. It has a mirror layer that will reflect light, and of course the metallic parts of the telephone can help you dig, cut or defend yourself if it's necessary. Finding water. It is general knowledge that you can survive without food for several days, but you will be a corpse pretty quickly if you don't have water with you. If you're in the forest, you may find a pond, a river, or another source of this precious liquid. But what can you do if you're in the desert? Fortunately, from ancient times, people have used different methods to find water, even in places where it seems to be impossible. To do this, you need a plastic layer, so a plastic bag will do, a container like a mug or a plastic cup, and several stones. First, you have to dig a 1.5 foot deep hole in the ground and put the cup in the bottom. Done? Good. Your handmade water source isn't ready yet, but you're almost there. Now the most important part. Close the hole with the plastic, putting the rocks in the borders and one stone in the center. And now you just have to wait. The sun will do the rest of the job for you. Little drops of water will evaporate from the ground in the hole. They'll accumulate in the plastic and drop back in the center, slowly filling the container. And that's it. Now you have this little bit of precious liquid. Self-made dishes. Usually, tourists and travelers pack their backpacks to the maximum, but even then, sometimes you don't have the things you need with you. For example, a plate, a spoon, or a pot. So if you forget to bring such items with you, but you still want to eat, worry not. We are going to show you some easy tricks to use in this kind of situation. For example, you can make your own pot using a can of soda or something similar. All you need to do is place the can horizontally and cut a hole in it. Take your time and cut a proper hole, or you can ruin your chances to have a normal dinner. Anyway, even if you don't have a can, there are other options. You can make some dishes using a smooth-leaved elm, a material that can take a different form easily, for example, the form of a plate. And if you have a plastic bottle with you, then you basically have a spoon with you too. And you can cut it and give it the right form easily. We advise you to use the lower part of the bottle because it will be a lot easier to make it the right shape. How to make a compass. If you are lost somewhere, you have the option to hug yourself and start crying, or you can panic and run in circles, screaming and scaring all the little squirrels around you. But you better stop. We think this is not the best thing to do in such a situation. It'll be better to understand where you are and where to go. Even if you don't have a compass with you, you can make one on your own. It's not so difficult to make one of these if you have a steel needle or wire and some container with water. You have to magnetize the needle, rubbing it against your hair. Then place it on a piece of paper and put it in the water. And then it's time for magic. The needle will spin around and then stop, and the magnetized end will point to the north. And if you don't want to rub the pointy needle against your hair, then heat the end of the needle. It'll demagnetize and show you where the south is. Water filter. So, imagine that the compass wasn't of use and you're still in the forest, tired of screaming the hell out of you. It'll be great to drink some water, right? But don't run to the first pond you find in your path. Well, you can run to it, but you shouldn't drink its water. If you don't want to add an infection to the problems you already have, then you should use some of the things you probably have with you and make your own water filter. For example, you can use some gauze and a plastic bottle. You just have to collect some water and place the gauze in the top of the bottle, holding it firmly in place. Now turn the bottle upside down and don't forget to use another container to collect the clean water. If you don't have any gauze, you can use a cotton wad or some cotton wool. And if you don't find one of them, then any piece of cloth will do. You just have to roll it up and place it in the container with the filthy water. At the same time, place the other end in another container. Now place the first container on top of the second one, and weirdly enough, after some time you will have a little bit of clean water. Physics is a great helper, right? Gas mask made from a bra. All of you most certainly know that in case of a fire, you have to avoid breathing smoke or you would intoxicate with carbon dioxide. And we have a life hack for you, but don't laugh at it since it really can save your life. Instead of covering your mouth with sleeves and towels, use the underwear of your girlfriend. We mean her bra, and don't listen to her if she says it's too expensive, because your life and health are much more important than a bra. Hold the soft part of the bra to your face, covering your nose and your mouth like a real mask, and that's it. Now you can run away from the smoke-filled building. By the way, if this idea still seems too mad for you, here's another proof that it's not a product of our imagination. In 2009, American scientist Elena Bodnar got an IG Nobel Prize for creating a special bra that can turn into a protective respiratory mask and can be fixed on the head of the user. You can even buy it now. So if you've been thinking about a gift for your loved one, this is the right option. It'll certainly be the most unusual gift they ever get in their life. Making fire with a battery. And again, we're in the forest. You already know what to do to get some water, but you should make a fire to warm up and maybe eat something. There are a lot of trees around you, but somehow you don't have any matches or a lighter. Calm down, don't panic. In order to make a fire, you can use the things you have with you. Search the pockets of your bag and you'll most probably find a battery in there. Now let's play detectives and see if you have some gum, or maybe a chocolate bar and foiled paper. Okay, that was the easy part. Now rip off a strip of aluminium paper a little longer than the battery and fold it so that the middle part is the narrowest. Also, don't forget to find some dry moss, cotton wool, or any flammable material. Now hold one end of the foil paper to one end of the battery and the other end to the other. Then approach the moss to the thin part of the aluminium paper. Bang! You made fire. Congratulations, now you won't get cold at night. How to survive in a crowd. There's no doubt that forests, mountains, and deserts are quite dangerous. But do you know what to do in a dangerous everyday situation? We mean the big city with its huge amount of people, cars, and smog. So, what dangers can await you in a crowd? Of course, it's pretty unpleasant to be in the middle of a crowd, don't you think? Besides, it can be really dangerous if everyone starts panicking for some reason. It's amazing how fast people in a crowd start going crazy. Remember that it's really important to stay calm. In this situation, it's crucial not to fall over. This is why you mustn't run in the opposite direction, stay on tiptoes, or wave your arms too much. Instead, you should mercilessly throw away all the stuff that can catch hold of something. Yeah, it's a pity to lose your umbrella or your new purse, but we believe that your life is much more important. Animal attack. Obviously, man is the king of beasts, but unfortunately, beasts don't know about that. That is why you should avoid them in wild nature. But if you meet a wild animal, remember that you still have some chances, because animals have weak spots too. For example, if a wolf attacks you, you can save your life by kicking it in the jaws, crown, nose, and ribs. If it's an alligator, then you should aim at the eyes. Although we do hope you don't have to fight one of these. You do have other options like running away, climbing a tree, scaring the animal with a shout. By the way, maybe you heard that you should pretend you're dead if you see a bear. You know, scientists still don't know if this method's really useful. Anyway, we don't recommend you to look for this animal on purpose in order to find out if this advice actually works. Handcuffs from zip ties. You've probably seen different villains in movies use these little plastic thingies to tie the arms of their hostages. These are called zip ties or cable ties, and they're really hard to get rid of. Besides, they squeeze the arms pretty hard, so any attempt to get free can cause a lot of unpleasant sensations. But you can rip even the strongest zip tie if you know how to do it. Pay attention to the hands. You have to lift them up above your head and then put them down quickly and open them up at the same time. Done. By the way, you can do the same trick if your hands are tied behind your back. Of course, if you free yourself this way, you'll definitely have some bruises and scratches on your wrists, but it's a small price to pay for your freedom, isn't it? So, guys, what do you think about our advice? Is it useful enough? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below, and of course to give us a thumbs up. We worked really hard for you. Do you like cool and entertaining experiments? Then you have to check out this channel. There you'll find a bunch of useful life hacks and a lot of cool homemade stuff that will definitely catch your attention. Subscribe and learn new tricks to surprise your friends.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.